This is Jomel Dominguez, and this is the Secession and Population Ecology Project. Carrying capacity is a species' average population size in a particular habitat. For the graph that was shown here, the birth rate was higher, and then when you got to the midpoint right here, it showed that was equal. One, let's say an animal was being born and one died, so it stayed equal. Then it started going down, indicating that the birth rate was lower and the death rate was higher. Moving on to the next one, what causes carrying capacity? Carrying capacity is caused by food, water, living space, and environmental condition. Biotic limiting factors are food availability, including such as like plants and animals, whether you're herbivore or carnivore. Then you have disease. Then you have the predators that keep all the preys in check so they don't go out of control like rabbits, because otherwise they'll eat up all the grass. Then you have competition for environmental resources, and abiotic limiting factors are shelter, sunlight, water, and temperature. Then moving on to biodiversity. So biodiversity is really important because let's say you have like let's see. So let's say if you only had one herbivore and then you have a whole bunch of predators, all those predators will like eat just that one herbivore. So then that herbivore will probably go extinct, and so then the predators will have like no more food to eat, and so then they'll probably die too, and so the ecosystem was ruined, and vice versa. Now, why low biodiversity is bad? Well, I already kind of just explained it. You want to have an equal amount so that the ecosystem can stay alive and things like that. And why biodiversity is good is because if it's good, then you let's say for example, the herbivores, they eat all the plants, and so then if there are too many herbivores and not as many predators, the herbivores will eat all the plants, and there will be no food for the herbivores at all, and the ecosystem will be ruined. Moving on to primary succession. Primary succession is when land is formed or bare rock and then is like colonized by plants such as like lichen and moss, and then forms up into a forest. And so my example for this will be, so like this is the lichen and the moss. I'm using cards here, that's for my demonstration. So this is the lichen and the moss, and so then they start up, and then once that happens they start creating grass, and so then animals will start coming in such as like rabbits and deers. Then you'll start getting predators, and then sooner or later you'll start having like big trees and stuff like that, and then you'll eventually have a forest with the ecosystem where you have like the lichen and moss. Then you have the herbivores like the rabbits and the deers, and then you'll just have like the apex predator that like eats all the other ones, which is this guy right here. You know, like for example, like lions, they're the apex predators of Africa, so they eat all the gazelles and stuff like that, and they even eat giraffes sometimes too. And in secondary succession is when life starts to come back after like a devastating event, such as like a hurricane or flood or fire. So then like it already had soil already before, so then you already have like the ground basis, such as like the lichen, the moss, so you basically already have grass. And so then sooner or later is you're gonna have the rabbits return, which are like the pioneer species. You're gonna have eventually the predators return to it too, and then eventually you're gonna have your trees that will start forming. You'll recreate your ecosystem again. And then right here is the predator-prey relationship. So right here, I did the predator as like the normal line, the prey as the dotted line. So right here, the predator is like rising because there's enough food for them. so they continue to rise since there's enough food for them, and they just level out right there. And then as their prey continue to decrease because there's too many predators, they continue to decrease too. But and then resulting of that, the prey start to increase, and so then the predators start to increase again too, since there's more food. Okay, and that is my project. Hope you like it, Mr. Sharp.